Checking. Dear participant, today we'll start the session exactly at 10 o'clock. We will wait for other participants to join also. We'll start the session at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Hi,
Good morning to all the participants. A very warm welcome from Department of Information Technology, VNR VJIT, to all the participants who are attending day 2 sessions. Today, our speaker, Dr. D. Srinivasrao Garu, VNR VJIT, he is going to take the session about exploring Python libraries. So, I would like to give a brief introduction about Dr. D. Srinivasrao Garu, the speaker for today's session. Dr. D. Srinivasrao Garu, Associate Professor in Department of Information Technology of Vienna VJIT, Hyderabad, holds PhD in the specialization of CSE titled Quality Assessment of Iterative Image Fusion based on Neurofuzzy and Unsupervised Image Classification from JNTU Kakinada, specialized in image processing, and he did MTech from JNTU CH, Hyderabad. And Dr. D. Srinivasrao Garu did his BTech degree from Acharya Nagarjuna University. He worked as a research scholar in Everest Laboratory at University of Udine, Italy from January 2007 to December 2008 as part of MOU between JNTU Hyderabad and University of Udine, Italy. Dr. Srinivasrao Garu has 17 years of teaching and 14 years of research experience in parallel with teaching experience. 25 papers are published in various journals and conferences. 10 papers are indexed in Scopus and 5 papers are indexed in Web of Science. Dr. Damavalam is the guest editor for the journal titled Machine Learning in Data Mining, Data Analysis and Data Science. Dr. Damavalam is reviewer for Journal of Computer Science, European Journal of Remote Sensing, International Journal of Image and Data Fusion, Taylor and Francis, Multimedia Tools and Applications, IETE Journal of Research, IJSCAI and InterScience Publishers, and for few conferences. And Dr. Srinivasrao Garu delivered guest lectures, and he is expert, and he has given many invited talks in FTPs, STTPs in various organizations. His basic research interests are artificial intelligence, computer vision, machine learning, deep learning, data science, shadow removal, motion tracking, image classification, video surveillance, traffic monitoring, image fusion, and image analysis. Dr. Damavalam guided 20 undergraduate projects and 5 postgraduate projects. Dr. Srinivasrao Garu also successfully completed the research project titled Image Fusion using fuzzy and neurofuzzy logic from AICTE Research RPS during 2011 to 13. Dr. Damavalam currently working on the project funded by JNTU Hyderabad TechWhip Phase 3, and he is also a life member in IEEE, IAENG, ACM, CSI, and ISTE. Dr. Damavalam obtained the 3-month advanced certificate in artificial intelligence and machine learning from IIIT Hyderabad. Dr. Srinivasrao Garu is a session chair for 4th International Conference on Advanced Informatics for Computing Research on contemporary issues and challenges in image processing real-time applications. Now it is a time. Let me invite our today speaker, Dr. D. Srinivasrao Garu, to take over the session. Sir is going to give the talk. He is going to give the talk on exploring Python libraries, a practical session. Now, over to Dr. D. Srinivasrao, sir. Sir, please take over the session. Thank you. Sir,
Yeah. Thank you for the kind introduction, ma'am. Very good morning to one and all. Hope that you are doing well.
Sir, your voice is low.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I will. Is it audible?
sir, yes, your voice is audible.
Okay. Hope that my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir, please go on.
Okay. Please mute. Please mute rest of the people. Requesting to mute. Okay. Good morning to one and all. Today I am going to be deliver a session on exploring Python libraries. It interprets what are the features of various libraries which are helpful to implement, to design and develop the new algorithms for solving machine learning problems, deep learning approaches, which can be a part of artificial intelligence. My agenda for the today's session is to discuss about the inception of the Python, what are the various IDEs, integrated development environments are available in Python for the usage of machine learning and deep learning as well, how they are differs with the text editors which we are experienced so far in context of C language, C++ language and Java programming. What are the important libraries that contributes towards machine learning and deep learning as well for solving artificial intelligence problems, and what are the different environments on which we can work on with the available resources of Python libraries, with the contribution of executing the sample programs on each topic, and concluded with uh, the pros and cons by giving the summary of this particular context. Like other programming languages explored so far, the Python is also a programming language with the similar features which are commonly available with the olden programming languages. Apart from the basic features of any programming language, some special characteristics are available with this. That is the reason that can be selected at the opt for implementing machine learning and deep learning approaches. The additional capabilities are like it is a dynamic, high level, free, open source and interpreted. The dynamic in the sense that you can declare the variable like x equal to 10, but you need not be mentioned what type of variable it is. In other programming languages, the tightly coupled languages, you have to specify what type of x it is, whether it is an integer type, float type, double, string, what are the data type which you are going to be used in the future to be specified properly. But whereas in Python programming language, you need not be specified. According to your context, you can use the variable as you wish with the flexibility of usage. And it is high level in the sense that it is like a language that normally uses to communicate. The English is the common language to communicate with two people who could able to understand through the medium English language. As it in the way of abstracting the same and reducing the complexity, it is named with the high level. As source code is available for all implementations of Python, it is named free open source. And as it is going to be interpreted line by line, the similarity feature sharing with the Java programming language, it is treated as. As we know, different structures of programming language are also called modes of the programming language. Popularity with object-oriented programming language as well as procedural-oriented language. Fortunately, the Python going is supporting both the languages with the modes object-oriented as well as procedure-oriented, which are very popularly utilized in application developments, cross-domain implementations, and it also supports both the back-end and the front-end interfaces as well. The important features of Python programming language is listed like it's easy to code in the sense that it is learning the language compared to the other language with the uh, summarized version and the attribute of focusing on required by hiding the complex issues which are not required to the end user in common way. That's that's the basic feature of Python, and it is titled easy to code. That is freely available to the official website, and you can download it from the given download link. With these features, you could able to see the source code available for the implementations done so far, and if you are capable of adding the new features or changing the capabilities, enhancing the performance, it is allowed to do the same. When you use this particular link from the official website, it will show you like to opt for the download with the advanced version 3.9.0, and it is also supporting to you to compatible with the different operating systems like Windows, Linux, with the subversion of Macintosh and other programming operating systems. With the compatibility of different operating systems and correlation with the implementation, the Python is opted by many people. For every 15 to 20 days, new features are added and capabilities are enhanced. That is the why you are able to see the different flavors, different versions for a Python programming language within the stipulated 1 year of time. Almost 15 to 20 versions will be generated for every year by adding features and enhancing the capabilities in the Python programming context. It is also supporting the way of implementing concept with the help of object-oriented, as in the real time, every component is treated as an object, whether it is two-dimensional object or three-dimensional object, and the description of the real time with the help of objects, with its names, with its attributes, with its methods, it is easy to explore, and it is in a comprehensive manner. That is the reason the programming languages are explored to implement in terms of object-oriented, as it is simulating the real-world context. The Python supports object-oriented language. That is the reason we have the mapping conventions, we have the correlations among Python, C++, and Java as well, because there are common properties among these three programming languages. And one more feature of Python is it is a graphical user interface where we want to see the process happening, and you want to see the outcome obtained from the execution. And if you want to analyze any particular performance in terms of data analysis, data science, or visualizing the outcomes obtained in terms of deep learning approaches, the immediate opt we should do is that selecting the graphical user interface. This by Qtify the most popular option for creating graphical apps. Those graphical apps are hugely utilized in the applications of websites, in the applications of mobiles, and in the applications of terminals where display is prominent. And it is also named as the high-level language where we write programs in Python and need not be remember the system architecture. And how do we manage the memory in a optimized manner? Optimization is one of the important feature of the Python library. That optimization is allows you to refresh the memory and to optimize the memory required for your current program execution. Apart from them, the Python programming language is also extensible in the sense that when you write some Python code into a C or C++ as part of embedding the code, when you are dealing with the hardware related programs like embedded systems, microprocessors, microcontrollers, we could able to embed our Python code into the C or C++ or any assembly language program so that the, the property you specified to get for that particular execution or expecting the outcome from the operation of the device is done with this extensible feature. Also, interoperability is the important feature where everybody is looking. The reason is the source system and destination system we are using at different context by the different users need not be same in terms of hardware and in terms of software. So when you are in this particular context, you are in completely heterogeneous world. When you are in heterogeneous world, you don't look for similarity. It should be accepted for heterogeneous property with the capability of interoperability. That interoperability is supported by the Python language because of the feature called the portability, where you can have the facility of adding, modifying, deleting, mapping from one platform to other platform. It is also called integrated language because you can easily integrate Python with the other languages, especially when you are working on telecommunication systems, tele-billing systems, where the complete implementation is done with the ancient programming language titled C, the developed AT&T Labs. And when you are looking into the applications or projects which are to be tightly coupled as part of providing the security from the unauthorized people, the maximum implementation is done in C++. Though many projects are already implemented in C and C++, we have the option to integrate the special features of Python. It is required in the context and which can be embedded into those modules which are implemented in C and C++ as well. That's why it is typed the integrated language, especially the embedded systems which you are using for automation process like the microwave, washing machine, and controllers are required, and a highway monitoring system applications where you need to integrate different hardware components with the required software programs or modules to control those devices when the context demands. And it is also named the interpreted programming language that can be executed line by line. With this, we are able to reduce the dependency property among the modules, among the functions, among the instructions written for a particular purpose in the given context. There is no need to compile the Python code to make it easier to debug the code. The source code of Python is converted into the form, immediate form. It's called bytecode. With that bytecode, you can be used in the future for different purposes at different context. With this property, it is titled interpreted language. And it also supports the large society. It is called a library. It's a large standard library which provides a rich of module and functions. So you do not have to write your own code for every single thing which is already available and implemented. By using those standard libraries, you can customize your requirement. You know your objective. So based on that objective, you can start from the requirement, you can design, and you start implementing your algorithm or your methodology. So as part of implementing your algorithm or methodology, you need not to start with the scrap from the or inception from the which are already available. With the utilization of available things, you can customize, you can directly focus on what actually you are looking for. That's your final objective. You can focus on enhancing the capability of your implementation. With this property, it is largely accepted and attracted by the huge amount of the people who are working on different aspects. And it is also named as dynamically typed language, where the specification of this particular data type can be decided at runtime. So it depends on the type of input you are giving and the output you are stipulated. You can have the option to make use of the type of the data you are going to be give as input and processed by your algorithm developed by you, and the outcome you are looking for. If you want to be learn the Python with the available sources, online sources which are freely available, this is the particular link I have identified, where there are 7 Python programming books which are available to download once your registration is successfully done, and which are the books are supported by different famous publications. Starts with Orally publications and starts with the Taylor and Francis. It is also by the CRT Press. These are the books which are available online to get it and to go through these particular concepts related to different contexts. These 7 books are not same. These 7 books are specialized for different purposes. Includes one book is focusing on web crawling. Other book is focusing on developing the mobile apps. Other one is specified for the basics of Python. Another one is going to tell about the machine learning algorithms which are explored in detail. So are the different textbooks available for the different purposes. If you are familiar with some programming languages so far, like C, C++, and Java, and there is an immediate question should be lightened in our minds that why should I learn one more new language as I am explore, as I was experienced and gain knowledge with existing. A few differences could be identified when you are looking for the contrast apart from the commonalities in terms of dimensions, in terms of verbosity, the performance level, the learning curve, typing discipline, and for what purpose it is required. When you see the verbosity in the sense that the size of the concepts, the scalability of the concept, the depth of the module, the depth of the course. In Python, it is named as the concise. It is to be summarized and it is to be well comprehended compared to the Java. The size of the courses, the size of the topics, and the depth of the implementations are verbose in Java, whereas concise in Python. And if you're talking about the performance of the particular Python, it is interpreted one, as it is going to be having the GUI features which are more associated and internally implemented. It is slower compared to the Java one, because here we are going to be use the built-in functions. We are going to be import the various libraries, and we are trying to make use of the features of the available libraries where the implementations are done completely and which are bit complex than the actual code which we have written for our current requirement. And learning curve of this particular Python is easier than Java. The learning rate is faster. The learning rate is faster. The rate at which the learning is done is learning rate. The rate at which learning is done. If it is days, this will be hours. If it is month, this will be days. That's the difference. But the Python will have the high learning rate. And the typing discipline is flexible and it is dynamic with the context of Python, as the environment is supporting to dealing with the runtime implementations and runtime determinations for the data type of input what we are using for in our program. And whereas in Java, it is focusing on the statistical type one, and it is concised, strictly confined to the type of the data, and the declarations and definitions are required. There are specific contexts where Python can be opted for, in the sense that the context where you can opt for Python is working with the data science, includes data collection, data preparation, a model for usage of the data, resource generation, and analysis, data analysis. If you are working in this particular area, the NumPy, Panda, scikit-learn, SciPy are the libraries available with Python. They are supporting us to implement our concepts to see the results of your requirement. And artificial intelligence is a broad area. It's an umbrella where machine learning, deep learning, data science, data mining, and other subparts of data science comes under this particular set. So if you are thinking artificial intelligence as a set, in that set, machine learning is the first subset, and the subset of machine learning is deep learning again, and other elements are also there along with machine learning, deep learning. They are like data mining, data science, analysis. If you go in detail, data science itself is a broad area again, but AI needs the support from machine learning, deep learning, and data science as well. Every artificial intelligence problem solving process or any artificial intelligence system needs the contributions from machine learning, deep learning, and data science as well. And these slides are taken from the Data Flare organization, where they are illustrating the important parts of that. The advantages of Python over in terms of typing, in terms of syntax, and use and productivity. That when you are particularly looking for the implementation of data science, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence, we can support for Python because of these capabilities. Typing is simple, syntax is comprehension, and ease of use and productivity is more compared to this context. And what are the different contexts the Python is contributing when you are talking about the machine learning approaches or deep learning approaches? Here, few algorithms which are used for both prediction purpose and classification purpose. See, one point you have to remember that any machine learning, any deep learning is specifically meant for either predicting the value or classifying the input given. predicting the value, predicting the weather, predicting the active COVID cases, predicting the death rate, predicting the Sensex, predicting the student performance, predicting the demand for the online product, predicting the demand for the land at a particular location. That's called. So based on historical data, your model learned something. Based on the historical data given, model started learning x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, like x1000, y1000. 1000 data elements are given. From these 1000 data elements, your model learned something. With that learning capability, when you are giving x1001, your model should tell the value for y1001. The 1001 element is predicted by your model once it is learned something from your historical data. That's called prediction, predicting the numerical value. Classification means labeling. Any machine learning or deep learning either meant for prediction or meant for classification. A regression is a prediction. It's a prediction. It's a classification. Decision tree classification, support vector machine classification. Even decision tree can also be used for prediction also. Naive-based classification. KNN can be used for both prediction as well as classification. The K-means is for clustering, grouping the similar things. Unsupervised learning. The random forest can be used for both the purposes. All these algorithms are implemented in Python. It can be used as it is. It can be modified to customize to your requirement based on your specific data set available with you. The customized data set is there, so you have to customize your algorithm for the customized objective. That can be done. And in Python, you can implement any algorithm or concept either in IDE, Integrated Development Environment, Jupyter, or a text editor. So what you have done so far, either a notepad, wordpad, they are treated as the text editors where you can edit your code, source code, saved with the name given, and going to the execution area and calling that particular file, and you are executing the program you have written in the notepad, wordpad, or text editor. Whereas in Python environment, you have IDs. Different IDs are there. PyCharm is there, Spider ID is there, and IPON is there. IDs are a stack which you can be downloaded into your system, and you can use the tabs, various tabs of IDE, and tab allows you to type your program, and you save your program typed in the enter, and you run from your execution mode. Apart from Spider and Jupyter, Jupyter is a local host that can be accessed from the terminal by typing this the particular command that will be opened with localhost 8080. The Spider, Jupyter, and other IDs which you have to be downloaded into your system, and for which the internet connection need not required at all the time. But there is a one more platform where you no need to download, and where you have to do your programs, and that can be saved, executed, and that is supported in back by the cloud platform. The Google Colab is the platform. It is connected and supported backbone by the cloud platform in terms of storage, in terms of execution also. Developed by the Google, where you need not to be downloaded this Google Colab into your system, but the requirement is the internet facility is there at all the time when you are working on the system at this particular platform. A helpful accessing the computational intensive parts of your project. You're normally working on laptop without access to more powerful machine. So Collab, it can be used for the academic purposes, a small project implementation purposes, where you are working with the limited data sets and limited computational facilities are enough. But when you are working on large data set, like one lakh data sets, 1 lakh images, or 1 lakh CSV records, or a million records you have. If you have huge data set, we should go for either IDE or Jupyter, where this particular collab is limited for the controllable data sets with the stipulated computing resources. These collab nodes execute codes on Google Cloud servers. Google Cloud servers. That's the reason you no need to download into, and you no need to think about that. In terms of this. Also support in process of graphic processing unit, CPU. In conventional computing system, we are looking at CPU. In deep learning approaches, the CPUs are replaced with graphics processing units, especially when you're working on images. It is better opted to deep learning. And Terra processing units. The Terra processing units are required when you are having the huge amount of the data. With the enhancement of computational power and hardware supported, we could able to use GPUs and TPUs even with the correlation with the or association with the Collab platform. The important the product available for downloading either IDs or other platforms related to Python implementation, we have the Anaconda. The Anaconda developed by this particular team, and where initial release at 2012, and the release which is updated is state of the release at 23 July 2020. It is implemented in Python. It is also suitable for various platforms. Cross-platform is supported. The Windows, Macintosh, and Linux operating system. If you are working with open source and programming with the space of networking, then opted for Linux programming. When you are having the stipulated one and closely typed one, and then it is the Windows system. And when you are having the interfaces with the graphical features, then it is supported with Macintosh. Type of the programming language is the machine learning supported, the data science programs are supported, and conventional or basic fundamentals programming is also supported with this. If you want to download this particular Anaconda, just you have to Google Anaconda install, then you will get URL like anaconda.com/products/individual or enterprise. As you are working as personal for your academic purpose and professional purpose, it is individual, and where you find the download option to download your Anaconda version, it is specified individual version. And it is also asking you for what operating system you are requesting to download, either for Windows or Macintosh or Linux operating system. And again, based on the configuration, you are looking into a 64-bit graphics or 32-bit graphics system in every operating system. So based on your 32-bit, your type of the operating system, how many bits are there in the instruction cycle and pipelining, you opt for either 32 or 64. And based on this, you can click here. After some time, you need to wait for 5 to 10 minutes. With that time you spend with that, it is going to be installed into your system. And once it is installed successfully, you can work on with the IDs, Spider ID and other IDs. So these are the various IDs available. The IDE itself is an IDE for Python implementation. The Spider, the PyCharm, the Eric, the Vim1, Atom, when you're working on the data elements in terms of arrays, Jupyter for machine learning algorithms, as well as for image related processing applications. And Anaconda is the sub component. It is also treated as the IDE, which is from the huge collection is called Anaconda repository. The PyDev is also one. The Thorny. The Thorny is especially it is meant for web-related applications and web crawling. PyDev and Thorny. What is Spider? The Spider is a scientific Python development environment. It is an integrated development environment. It is open source cross-platform where it allows you to do editing, interactive testing, debugging of the code written, and introspection. Through introspection, you are able to see the performance of the logic you built and outcome of the build you specified. It is implemented at Navigator Anaconda, the latest version September, implemented in Python programming language from the license of MIT with the lead of Pierre Robert Arthur. In the platforms of Microsoft Windows, Macintosh, Linux, and quality testing, it is also done with the help of Spider. Jupyter. Jupyter Notebook is open source. The Jupyter Notebook is live code that can be done with the equations, visualizations, and narrative text. It includes data cleaning. The features of this particular Jupyter available with data cleaning, transformation of the data, image to matrix, matrix to vector, vector to algorithm you develop, and see the outcome. And if there is any error with the specified one and actual one, again you have to be backtrack and you need to be introspect the process. Statistical model, data visualization, machine learning, and much more can be done with the Jupyter Notebook. And PyCharm is also a IDE. It made by JetBrains. It is the famous and having the proper correlation with the Java IDE. Suppose your project is implemented in Java. Now you want to see with the Python environment, or you want to add the Python features to make it more interactive, more visualized. Then the PyCharm is the IDE that supports to have the mapping between Python and Java. That's what Intel IDE. Thorny is used for the learning and teaching programming with the basic concept started and software developed at tar2. It's for cross-platform where you could able to use different tabs and you can visualize those tabs and the interface is properly done with the Thorny IDE. Atom is open source text editor. It's developed by GitHub. You know, GitHub is the platform where we have various data sets required to implement the machine learning and deep learning approaches. Includes Plant Village is the platform where the agriculture related data sets are available. UPI and UCI is the platform where the data sets related to medical field is available. Apart from them, the conventional and commercial datasets is also available when you are working on regression and classification, like handwritten, like a product analysis, what is the demand for the online product, face detection system. All these datasets are available in GitHub, which you can be downloaded freely and can be tested with your environment.